All right, you guys remember that random duplex? Random? Well, I'm back at it, right? You're overwhelmingly supportive, and the comments went nuts. You said power washing. So we're gonna power wash.
And because I was a gazillionaire and I like doing it so much, I cut that grass for free.
Rachel, come here. You gotta read this stupid comment.
I wonder if he's ever hurt his shoulder from all that hard work he does. And by hard work, I mean patting himself on the back.
So we're gonna power wash it. We're gonna get it cleaned up, but before I can do that, we gotta clean up these edges again and make them look good. Somebody's mowing, but I don't think they have a weed eater, and I don't think they have an edger, so they can't keep up with that stuff. I'll show you how I would use a string trimmer to go ahead and edge, because maybe all you have is a weed eater, and we'll get this cleaned up so that we can go ahead and clean the concrete. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing some crazy power washing. Now, this particular job, I actually knocked on the door and cleaned up the lawn completely for free, and then I asked you guys in the video, hey, do you want to see me come back and do the power washing? You guys said yes, so I did the power washing. Now, if you've seen this video before, that's because it's been posted on the Boring channel for about a year and a half, but a lot of you guys are diehard fans of what we do over here on Lawn Care Juggernaut, and that's give you commentary, talk about the business, give you some tips and tricks, as well as just try to be inspiring and motivate you. So I want to go ahead and take this moment to talk a little bit about maybe business and starting a business and stuff like that, if you are interested in that. And if you're not, I promise I will give you some inspirational bits in between, and that way everybody's motivated and all pumped up after this. After all, we're going into a new year, and it is exciting. Every year is a new opportunity, right? Well, honestly, I think you can start over at any point in time in the year, but a lot of people mark the new year as a new progression or a new chapter in their life. So what I do want to say is, if you are wanting to start a business or make a change in your life or whatever it might be, right now is the time. So a warning to the timid would be that if you wait forever, no progress will ever be made. So do not procrastinate any longer. If you want to make a change, start making a change now. It does not have to be a massive, drastic change. Think about small 1 or 2% that you can change in your life, and it seems like such a tiny thing, but when you add up all these tiny little things and compound them over time, what ends up happening is that before too long, whether it's a few months down the road, 6 months, a year, 2 years, you're gonna look back at your life and you go, man, things really changed, things really happened. And if you want to see that in progress and how that happens in life, you can go back and watch my videos at the very beginning of this channel, and you're going to see a drastic difference in who I was and how I acted and what I am doing now and how focused I am on making things happen. Now, if you're wanting to start a business, my suggestion to you is just to get your foot in the door, go out and get 1, maybe 2 clients, see if you like doing this type of stuff, whether it's power washing or mowing lawns or cleaning houses or painting houses or whatever it might be. There's all sorts of different businesses you can get into. So if you're watching this channel and you're like, well, I don't do power washing or mowing, that's okay. What I'm going to let you know is business, and the principles apply across the full spectrum, whether you're in one industry or another industry. What I can tell you is that if you listen to people that are not just in your industry but outside your industry that are business oriented, you will get good information. Sometimes you get bad information and you just have to sort through that. Some things in life you get garbage and some things are good, and you have to go through life sifting through, picking out what is a gem for you, keeping that, polishing it, keeping it close to your heart, throwing out the trash. Life is all about getting rid of the trash and focusing on what is going to make your life better, or what's going to progress, what's going to move the needle forward. There's all sorts of different ways to say it, but if you don't learn how to sift out the garbage in your life, you will never move forward. So we're going to keep going here. Now, if you're wanting to start a business, you're probably going to run into a couple different excuses that you tell yourself. There's going to be, I don't think I have the time for this, or it's not the right time, or I don't know where to start. So I'm going to go ahead and run through those 3 real fast. If you feel like you don't have any time, what I want to tell you is to just analyze your life and look at how much time is being spent on social media apps, watching movies, playing video games, whatever. We all have some kind of time suck in our life that is draining our life away, and we're giving that moment to somebody else. What you'll find out is that if you cut out certain things in your life, for me it was movies. Several years ago I went through and cut out movies, video games, stuff like that. That gave me so much more time back that I could use to then build, my business to a better standpoint, and also build this YouTube channel and get this going. So I had to cut out fat in one area so that I could get lean and mean in another area and take advantage and actually make things happen with the time that I had. Okay. Now, the other one might be, I don't feel that it's what the best way to say it. It's not the right time, right? So I don't have time, and then it's not the right time. Well, I don't know if it is or is not the right time for you, but I want to say is, if you are saying that and it's just an excuse, as like, well, it's winter and I can't do anything in winter to start the business, or move forward on doing this next thing I want to do in my life. If you can't do something because it's a seasonal project, what I want to tell you is that right now is a great time to start a service business that's seasonal, that doesn't pop until the spring, because right now you can actually prepare and get a few things going, right? You can get the ball rolling. So, and the third thing would be how to start. So I'll run through that, and I'll give you a few little fast tips on starting. One, you're going to want to build a plan and have a plan so you can execute, right? But maybe you don't even know where to start and have a plan, right? So you can look up business plans, and you can really dive into that. For me, I didn't go that route when I started my business. There's a few different types of people, and ones that they excel at planning and looking and doing all the finite details. It's dangerous too, because you can play business instead of being a business. So it's like you can spend all this time planning but never make any moves. So give yourself time constraints. This has to happen by this date. Key indicators for your performance. This is going to happen, otherwise that won't happen. So if you're building your plan, make sure that you're going to actually execute on the plan. For me, I had to go out and just get my first client, and then once I knew how to do it and I was established there a little bit, then I could actually get the ball rolling. So that would be my first suggestion to you, is either build a plan or go out and get the first client. The second would be, you should probably get your equipment lined out. Okay, those are kind of must-haves, is you got to have your equipment to produce the job. But that's not too important. You can start out with low-grade equipment. Remember that it is a poor craftsman that okay, slow down and say this again. It's a poor craftsman that blames the quality of the work on his tool. So you can do something to a high standard, whether you have the real expensive stuff or just the entry-level stuff. And here's one thing to remember, is that when you see other people that are doing whatever it is that you want to do, you're probably going to be looking at guys that have been doing it for 10, 15, 20 years, so their equipment's going to look a lot different. Don't go, oh man, I wish I had that. It's okay to aspire to attain that level or get to there or have that equipment because you're going to get to that point, but don't say, I can't do it because I don't have that, okay? So equipment, then you got marketing. I think marketing is probably the most important part of your business, because you got to get your name out there to people. Some people would say it's sales, because nothing happens until you make a sale, which is why I said go out and make your first client. But if you're not getting your name in front of these people, then you're not going to be able to actually get a customer, to make a sale, to get a job, to get the ball rolling. So you want to figure out ways to build your marketing strand and your marketing plan and strategy, and build a calendar that actually tells you when I'm going to do this thing during this time of year. And you should be marketing all year round. Now, depending on where you're at and what budget you have, that can look drastically different, okay? So you may be on the guerrilla side of marketing, which is free marketing, going out there and making things happen, or you may have a bigger budget and you can scale up on some things. But I would say figure out what the free marketing strategies are in your area that you can use, that are accessible to you. Scale up on those, as well as adding in stuff that is paid marketing down the road. Now, the other thing is, you're going to have a drive. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to start a business, it is not easy. It is not going to be, it's not sunshine and rainbows and unicorn farts. It's not going to be this beautiful thing all the time. Okay? It's just not. I don't know if unicorn cars classifies as beautiful, but what I'm telling you is it's not going to be this amazing thing all the time. There's going to be times that you absolutely hate it. You're stressed out. You don't know what to do. You're scared. But no matter what, you got to keep pressing forward. It is a stressful thing sometimes. Now, I've been building a course for a while for people because I get thousands and thousands of messages about, hey, how do I start business? You got some tips and tricks. Just how do I get the ball rolling? I need to get more customers. This is happening, that's happening. And I want to let you guys know I've been building that. I'm going to make it very accessible. That's kind of one of those important things to me. When I started the channel, it was really all about helping people. And I was sharing tips and tricks with people starting the business. So I want to kind of get back to my roots this year and share tips to people that are wanting to start a business and help them out, because it's one thing to go out and help people and do something for free, and it's kind of give a man a fish versus teach a man to fish, and I want to be on both sides of the spectrum. There's philanthropy type work on both sides there, and I really want to teach people to fish just as much as I am, hey, I have abundance in my life and giving something away. So, to me, that's just important. That's one of those things that I feel I want to do and I should do. And if you have things that you feel you want to do and you should do in your life, and then that's going to be a big goal for you, then I would suggest that you go out and you actually make it happen. Now, the last thing that I really just want to make abundantly clear is that nothing in your life works unless you do, okay? Nothing works unless you do. So you can build that plan, you can dream, but unless you take the first steps forward and make it happen and you put in the work, none of it is going to happen for you. It's just not that.
Hey.
Bringing our baby some food. I say our baby with our
Miss
daughter.
Juggernaut.
Yeah.
So, my beautiful wife was kind enough to bring me something. Alright, I'm gonna eat some lunch. Go to this. Lunch, what time is it? It's like dinner time.
It's like 5 o'clock.
Dinner time.
You are filthy.
I know.
Such a filthy
I
man.
had a little bit of splashback.
He's very filthy, guys. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but he is filthy right now. Like, I thought I was gonna let him get in the car, but I don't know if you're gonna be able to at this stage. He is filthy.
Dirty white
man.
boy.
Dirty white boy.
Hey, like Rachel's new ride.
I don't care if y'all don't like it. I like it.
You like it?
I love it.
Rachel's, you've had it for like, what, a month and a half?
Really? I thought it's been like 2 months.
2 months. Took me years to build my credit back up. So I almost had a anxiety panic attack when I bought it. Like, I don't want to mess up again.
So I bet you can relate with having the stress anxiety of making a big purchase, right? That is something that I think all of us have gone through. It's definitely something that if you've had bad credit and you're rebuilding, like I had bad credit and I'm rebuilding, I do my best to make the best buying decision possible. And I try to put time before making big purchases. That's just something that I've learned helps. The other thing is you want to analyze whether or not you're living above your means and you can make that purchase. And it's going to be a good purchase long term. And what's your liability of making that purchase? But all that said, I think we can all relate to that. I will say that when I was building my credit, we transitioned and moved from one location to another, and I started my business. And during the process, it was ugly while I was figuring out the stuff of what it takes to be in business. You know, now we've been in business for about 10 years, but man, part of that process was learning about credit, and that was an ugly process. It's not me crying about it. I am well aware that some things in life, well, what's the best way of putting this? You pay for education in many different ways in life. And one of the ways you might be paying is by making a mistake and going through the pain of your piss poor decision. And that's one of the poor decisions I made in life, and it took me years to, some things are so ugly in life, so brutal, that it forces you to take action, to learn a new thing. And that has value to me. So I try to remember the things that I had to learn because I was in a negative spot. And even when you're in a good spot, try to think about what it was like then and let that affect your decision so that you don't step back in the same pile of crap. But anyways, let's progress forward and talk about something different. Let's talk about a call to action. Do you know what a call to action is? Have you heard of a call to action? Well, on Wikipedia, a call to action is a marketing term for any designed to prompt an immediate response or encourage an immediate sale. This is something you're going to want to learn in business. And the reason I bring this up is because right now I'm going to ask you to do something. It's a call to action. What I'm going to ask you to do is actually, if you could go down in the comments, if you made it this far, if you could go in the comments and you could leave a comment, what that's going to do is it's going to take this video and it's going to put it in front of other people that might be able to use this information, and it might be able to help them out, and it might be able to help progress their life forward. What it's also going to do is it's going to help me go out and do what I do, and it's going to allow me to go out and do the next project completely free of charge to somebody without taking donations, which I think is a pretty amazing thing. That's how we do it on our channel. And so all the work that I do now that you see on the channel is completely free. I don't charge anybody for anything, and the way that I'm able to do that is by you taking action. So if you go down in the comments, if you don't know what to say, just go down in the comments and in some way work the phrase "take action" into your comment. You can say it however you want. That's going to be our thing here, okay? As a word of the day, phrase of the day thing that I like to do there. And so just leave "take action" down in the comments, and I'll know that you made it to this point in the video and that you are one of our true and loyal supporters. So that's a call to action on social media. So now in business, where that would translate is if you're starting your business and you're wanting to know about marketing and stuff like that, you're probably going to want a call to action on your marketing piece. So if you think about traditional marketing with a kind of something on paper, so whether it's a flyer, door hanger, business card or something, and you're wanting to have a call to action on there where it's going to prompt them to call you. So some kind of special offer by X date or whatever. If it expires, then it's going to prompt them. Or if you give them a business card that's almost like a coupon, now that card has value. So if you make that your business card is $20 off your first service or something, now it has value. That's no longer a little piece of paper, it's a $20 bill, okay? I'm not saying to do that, I'm saying you could do that, I'm saying people do that, okay? Now that's a call to action. Now if you're going to use that on social media and you're going to make a post, say in a Facebook group, the way I would suggest using a Facebook group is to actually go in and kind of be covert in the sense that you're not going to just go in there and blatantly blast your marketing everywhere, guns blazing. You don't want to do that. What you want to do is you want to come in, and when people have an issue that pertains to the work that you provide through your service, if people have an issue, you're going to come in and you're going to give an answer from a point of authority. Meaning they have a problem, you're going to give them a solution with an answer. And then what that'll allow you to do is when you do that, you build respect, and in your community, you're going to be seen as the person of authority. So when people say, hey, I need this service done, you're going to be the person that starts to get tagged. They'll go, yeah, check this guy out. He does this, does great work. That's going to be something that's very beneficial to you. Now, the other thing you can do is when you're in a Facebook group is you can make little posts. Don't go in and just make a blatant post that says, basically like a picture of your flyer, door hanger, or your business card. Don't do that. What you want to do is make a post. Hey, just want to let you guys know, fall's coming up and leaves are going to be dropping. Here's why you want to clean up leaves from your lawn and what the benefit is to the grass. Just want to let you guys know. And you're going to leave a tip. It's not even going to be a tip to sell your service necessarily, but it's just going to be a tip. Then if people ask about the service, then you can talk to them about it. But if you're wanting to do a call to action, once you've done that enough and you have respect in these groups and you're not going to get kicked out, you can make a video. And when you make the video, at the end of the video, so the people that have watched through, at the end of the video say, hey, I just want to let you know if you made it this so... And sometimes I have a hard time doing this, but let's do this again. You go, hey, if you made it this far in the video, I want to give you a special offer just for your neighborhood. By the way, if you call before Friday at 5, we're going to be able to get you on our schedule. We have a few openings. We're going to get you in here for X amount of money. And they already know what you do. They know the service that you provide. And then you can show them, maybe you're doing that in your video. Yeah, we clean up the edges, do this and that. You can talk about what happens in a standard service. But my point is you're giving them a call to action to call by Friday at 5. It puts a time constraint on it, and they go, oh, I got to do that before Friday. And so they don't want to forget, so they do it as quick as possible, and they might do it right there. Now, I ran an ad like that, similar to that, several years ago in a Facebook group for a neighborhood that I was working in, and we got like 5 or 6 clients in one day. I mean, just boom, 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 boom. And I said, hey, all you got to do is shoot a text to this phone number, and when you do, I'll get you on the schedule. And I think when I said that, I said text your name, your phone number, email address, and your address, just the basic information I need to get somebody on board or whatever. I can't remember. It's been years now, but it was very effective. I will say that. So my point is, play with your ads, play with the way you're marketing, and before too long, you're going to have something that works really, really well for you.
What do you think? Did it come a long ways or what? I mean, that looks absolutely gorgeous. Let's go ahead and get into the after shot. Oh, look at this. I get told all the time I need to get one of these. It's a turbo tip, and I apparently have one and forgot about it. Just gonna throw that back in there.